Old Orchard Beach used to be nice. There's wild Canadians coming down.
Okay.
Loose. They think that LL Bean is their Giorgio Armani. Canadians. They're like, oh, honey, put on some Bean tonight. I'm wearing Bean right now.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey everybody, welcome here to A&B Show. I did a meeting with Brad earlier. Unfortunately, it did not take, and he is a little under the weather. I didn't want to ask him to come back on, but I do have his points here. We were talking about the NFL coming back, man. It is the most wonderful time of the year. I mean, NFL is back. We have NHL just around the corner. Major League Baseball playoffs are heating up. This is going to be insane. That's why you got to love October and November and September and all of that right there. It's getting cold. It's getting nasty. But guess what? Sports is back. Full swing. I mean, this is the time. And when I was talking to Brad, we were talking about the running back situation. It is weird that as a position, this is what the NFL deems that you should get paid as opposed to the production. And I think that should be something that should be looked at. It's not the position, but the production. Is this person worth that amount of money? I understand it's a business. At the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. But if you have a Saquon Barkley, you have a Derrick Henry, you have somebody like that that's going to get 25 carries a game, the quarterback isn't getting 25 carries a game. Quarterback's not going through all that. And yeah, people can say that there's 2 down backs, 3 down backs, that now you have this many running backs that are playing on getting touchdowns. You should get paid. And let's face it, that rookie season, that first 3 years where you're getting really league minimum as far as what a rookie contract would be, you're not getting paid anywhere near enough because your shelf life is probably 5 years as a running back. So pay them. Absolutely. We were talking about AFC and NFC, the divisions of who is going to place where. And so many moves, so many movements. I was telling Brad earlier, and as he stated, we both agree that, I mean, the bulk of the premier quarterbacks are in the AFC, but if you're looking at the NFC, you still have Jalen Hurts in there that you have to include. Now, if we're looking at where Brad and I were looking at positions, we started in the NFC. So in the NFC West, Brad as a Seahawks, as a complete homer, going number 1, winning their division. Now, of course, I can understand why they did get better. I think that they are a playoff team. I disagree with him. I think that our playoff hope really the winning of the division, what do you mean playoff hope? The winning of the division is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. That is a team that is primed. And they could put Brock Purdy, they could put Sam Darnold, they could put whoever they want in there, and that team is still going to perform. Christian McCaffrey is not the premier back there. They split that with him and Deebo Samuels. It's unbelievable. That team is stacked from top to bottom. Now, Brad did make a bold prediction stating that he thought that Sam Darnold would take over full-time quarterback duties come 4th week of the season. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We moved on then to the NFC East, where it is the Eagles to lose. I mean, Philadelphia, they're just so good. I was wondering if they're going to have a Super Bowl dip. I don't think so. Now, if we go over to the NFC North, we had a little disagreement there as well because Brad likes Chicago. And I mean, hey, any team really has a good chance in there. But I really do think it's going to be the Lions winning that division. They looked great last year, almost made the playoffs. Why not? You don't know what Green Bay is going to do. Minnesota, yeah, they have a say in it, but are they going to win the division? I don't know. And then last but not least, the NFC South, where it's kind of a crapshoot. We're thinking New Orleans, but on a losing record of 8-9. We both agree with that. When we go over to the AFC, oh my goodness. It's a free-for-all. So AFC West, first off, that's a lockdown. That's Kansas City Chiefs, and they have to give that away. I don't think that anybody's taking the AFC West away from them. Brad brought up a good point about Russell Wilson. Will he still be in the starting quarterback role if he struggles? And I don't think he would be. I think that Sean Payton wants to win. He'll do whatever he can in order to get that. We move on from the West. We go over to the AFC East. That is Buffalo's to lose, but there is a lot of turmoil in that locker room. If they go on a 2-game losing skid, I don't know what this looks like. Is it going to blow up? Is it going to be something of a dumpster fire then at that point? I don't know. Miami, it's a wild card. It all depends. Is Tua going to be there? Is he not? They can still win without him. It's a good football team. And then, of course, the Jets. Who knows? I mean, Aaron Rodgers coming back over there. He's brought over a few old names over there as well. Who knows? It's a tough one. AFC North. That is a gamut there. That is Joe Burrows and the Cincinnati Bengals. That is Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. The Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. And Kenny Pickett's got to say with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, toughest division there. I'm saying it's probably going to be the Browns, but it's definitely the Bengals to lose. Let's face it. That's theirs to lose. If Joe Burrows, though, does go down with an Achilles tendon tear, because, I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough injury with his lower leg there and his hamstring. If it becomes an Achilles tendon tear, I mean, it's bad news. And then finally, we're looking at the AFC South picture. And, I mean, it could be Houston. They look like a dark horse. AFC South, we're looking at a whole bunch. I mean, who's really going to be? I mean, Houston is out there. And then, I mean, you also have Carolina. You have anybody. I think the Texans are going to make the big step forward. We then talk about the NHL and so much movement in the NHL this season. It's unbelievable. I couldn't get over it. When you have a look, the Leafs got better, a little bit more tougher with Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Reeves. They added Max Domi, Maple Leafs royalty there. Klingberg there to help straighten out that power play. They re-signed Austin Matthews. They got Ilya Samsonov on a friendly deal. They could make moves this year. I mean, you know, they're definitely trying to push this John Tavares, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, Austin Matthews team out there. Let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting. The other part of this, though, is that Pittsburgh, who inherited Kyle Dubas. Kyle Dubas was the general manager of the Maple Leafs, so he didn't get re-signed. It wasn't basically re-signed to the organization. So he ended up leaving the general manager position in Toronto, and Pittsburgh Penguins hired him. And he was out there making these video game trades to bring Erik Karlsson over to the Penguins, the aging Penguins team. We're talking about Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang. I mean, and now you're going to add Erik Karlsson into that mix. Yeah, it's all Hall of Famers, but what are we really looking for? Because I don't think this is a cup contender. Are you looking to spend all that future in order to make it to the playoffs? It's an interesting look. It's an interesting take. I am of the idea that it's a gamble, and I understand that's what you're trying to do in the NHL. But this teams that legitimately got better. The teams are trying to fight the cap. But honestly, I mean, there's some teams that have to take that next step. I think Florida's going to have a hard time coming out right away there because the Panthers have a difficult task ahead of them with a lot of their players that are injured for at least a month to 2 months before coming back into the NHL season. So it's going to be interesting. Well, man, oh man, I am stoked. I was mentioning to Brad how his Mariners are right now on fire. And it really depresses me because it kind of knocked the Blue Jays down right now, but we're still in the hunt. But man, oh man, if you're any sort of a sports fan, this is your time of the year. This is it. This is the time. And I beg you, I implore you, get your TVs on. Get ready for NFL's Thursday. Sunday, when we get into Christmas Saturdays, this is it. And NHL right around the corner. We have preseason coming up. Who knows what other last minute trades. NBA's coming up. It's going to be crazy. And MLB playoffs. Get into it, man. This is going to be a great postseason yet again. I can't wait to see what happens. Anyways, though, man, as my boy Brad would say, be good or be good at it. And I'm always righto. All right, first season done. See you guys. First episode done. See you guys. Second episode. We got a lot more to talk about.